Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's been a while since I've done any of these, even live videos on here. So today is day one of the 21 days to rewiring your brain. And what I asked is if people can write quotes in the thread. And I got some emailed to me, but I'm going to start with the first one. It's really to kind of debunk, for sure, some of the stuff that we hear in the personal development world and to rewrite it in our brain. Because as I've said, I've found I punished myself for many years looking at personal development quotes and feeling like I want to do this, but I can't. Somehow I don't seem to measure up. So the first one today is, this is the quote, and thanks for this, Fiona. And let me see, I'm going to tag. Hang on, let's do this so I can tag. Since I'll tag who I can. And if you don't want to be tagged, if you want to remain anonymous, let me know that too. Okay, so this one struck a chord in me. You will attract beautiful things into your life once you start accepting that you are worthy of them. Yeah, that's a tough one. You will attract... because if you're not, what happens when we don't feel worthy? Which I think many of us don't, and we have to learn to feel worthy over time. And that takes practice. It takes time to learn to feel worthy. So, and a lot of rewrites I would do is, what if it does take time to accept myself? What if it's not about attracting things because I feel worthy or not? I think any of us have had an experience, if you're down in the dumps and something good comes into your life, and what do you, like, oh, I was feeling in the pit of despair and this good thing came. And I always say this, I've seen so many times interviews with famous people where they'll say, I never in my life thought I'd be sitting here talking to you, doing this. Never thought, never saw it. So what do you say about that? Somebody that's not sitting there visualizing what they want, they're not affirming it, they're going after what they want, they're probably following the impulses that they get, maybe aware of it or not, and then things work out for them. And I always like to start this out too and say, if we're not getting what we want, it's not because we're doing anything wrong or bad or stupid. What if it's the timing's not right, this isn't the right thing for us, and what if something so much better is being lined up for us? So let's start tapping, karate chop. Even though I hear this quote, I'll attract beautiful things into my life once I start accepting myself and accepting that I'm worthy. But I don't feel so worthy right now. So I think I'm screwed. Even though I hear this quote, that I'll only attract things into my life, beautiful things, once I feel worthy. That's kind of scary. Because I have days I don't feel worthy at all. Even though this quote would lead me to believe I'll only get beautiful things in my life once I believe I deserve them. That's a lot of pressure. That's like God, the universe, is testing me. Is that really true? I deeply and profoundly accept myself anyway now. And go to the eyebrow. Really? That's the only way I'll attract beautiful things? Once I believe I'm worthy? But I wasn't born to believe I'm worthy. I was born to believe a lot of unkind things about myself. And I learned to treat myself the way I was treated. So what if I can rewire this in my brain right now? What if it's not about, I have to feel worthy to receive? What if it starts with acceptance of myself, exactly where I'm at right now, exactly as I am right now? What if it's important to accept the part of me that feels colossally unworthy? And what if that's a very young part of me that so long ago learned to believe in unworthiness? And what if through learning to accept that I have feelings of unworthiness that flare up, I may always have them. But what if acceptance of this part of me actually softens feelings of unworthiness and helps them to dissipate? Of course I want to think I'm worthy. But if I'm in a space of feeling really unworthy, and then I hear a quote like this, you will attract beautiful things into your life once you start accepting you are worthy of them. That just feels like pressure. What if it's not about that at all? What if everything that happens in my life that doesn't seem to go my way is not there because I've attracted it? It's not there because my chakras aren't aligned just right. What if it's there as an opportunity to learn to be kind and even loving to the part of me that feels so unworthy? Because that's a very young part of me. And what if my inner child, who learned to feel so unworthy, can be helped to feel accepted in the unworthiness? And what if the unworthiness starts to melt away more and more through this acceptance and loving kindness to self? And take a breath. This is a shirt, by the way, my sister who passed away, gosh, it's 3 years ago, September 9th, this month. She did all these flowers and stuff, and I thought, man, in honor of her, I'm wearing the shirt today. I can't tell who you are that's here. Oh, Ash, awesome. I'm so glad you were here to see this live. Hope you found it helpful. And that's what we're doing here for the next 21 days is if you have any quotes, Ash, that you want to post in the thread that are like, and I can tag you on it if you want. It's write a quote that you're like, whoa, when I hear that, I think it's meant to help me, but it just makes me feel worse about myself. Because I think, though, well-intended, often the personal development world and those pithy quotes actually do the opposite. They make us feel bad because if you're in a place of unworthiness and you read a quote that says, you will attract beautiful things in your life once you start accepting that you are worthy of them. But you're like, wait a minute, how do I start accepting that I'm worthy? And to me, the roadmap is to accept the part of us that feels unworthy and give loving kindness to that part of ourselves, because that is the inner child. To me, that's the inner child. And it's like that child needs to go, wow, hey, I feel this way. I'd have to think about it. Yeah, no problem, Ash. And even if you have something, you're like, hey, can you tap on this? Just post it in the thread, and I'll happily do it over these next 21 days. So that's it for today's video. See you back here tomorrow. Again, anyone that's watching this, the time is not set. I do it as time allows. And this morning, I'm so glad I do it, because given everything that was going on in my world this morning, I had a dog jump the wall, go to my neighbors who does not want our animals on their property. So I was like, okay, glad I don't set the time. So thanks for being here, Ash, and thanks, Fiona, for the topic, and see you back here tomorrow. Bye for now.